Hello there, dear wonderful patrons, and once again, guys, welcome back to the podcast, which we're doing again in real life altogether. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably aware that there is an option to, well, watch it, not just listen to it, because this is a new thing we're doing. The podcast is going live to the general public because basically we think it's all right, it's quite listenable. So we figure we're going to try releasing it to everybody. But you guys, you get something special. You get to watch us make poor decisions and just see the... Sometimes these things are better. You miss out a lot of looks. When we've done this live previously, the look share between us has been... Why?
See, because we can do. You see all the random
stuff
that
all
happens.
sorts of things.
All the stuff that happens behind the scenes.
I've already realised this was a terrible. This was a great idea we had.
Great idea. Yeah. We're going to kill the podcast.
Yeah. So, welcome back to the podcast, dear and wonderful people. So, starting off on my left hand, for whatever reasons, it's. I don't really know how to define it. It is here. Hi, Lars.
Thank you. You at least know I have a name.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah. The Lars.
Yes. And on his right-hand side, Tom.
We have my chauffeur.
Yay.
This is a great start. So, let's go for the normal stuff. How are we all? Everyone good? Well?
I think so, yeah.
I could use some more sleep.
Yeah,
sleep would be nice after today.
And the day before that, and the day before that.
I think same as last time, we're recording this at
it's the end
10 o'clock at night, having had a full day of doing things.
Although it's been a very pleasant day, hasn't it?
It has.
We've been out with the fire engine. It's been quite chill.
I did get up at 5:30 this morning.
Yeah, that's
and I went to bed at 1:30.
I mean, that's your fault for staying up late playing video games.
No, it's my fault for having a job.
Talk to me a bit more about this job
I
thing.
I have a job, but I finished mine at about 5 o'clock.
He also drives the baby lorries compared to you.
Yeah, you drive the little Tonka toy. Bless.
I drive a sports lorry.
I actually really enjoyed when I was out on the 12-tonners and the 7.5.
Oh, I throw them about when you get
It's
them.
just
Like, a bit of that's like a glorified car.
I do have to be careful when I'm loaded or semi-loaded, though.
I've realised this is a PG podcast. I can't make those comments.
Thank you for holding that down. And well done. That was good. So let's go straight into how's the fleet. So Loz, how's the fleet?
Honestly, same as last time. I've done an engine service on the Z, and I need to sort out the brakes on the Z, which I'm looking at doing a small upgrade, so currently collecting parts.
When you say you did an engine service, just fluids and plugs?
Yeah.
Nice.
And brake upgrade is what? Big brake kit?
Yeah, in essence. So in short, I am taking the front brakes from an E46 330 and the rear brakes from an E46 320, 320D, I think, because they fit on the Z as straight bolt-on parts, but massively increased in size.
That's the 3 Series.
This is BMW stuff.
No, I'm with you. I'm just wondering, have you yet run to the point where you went, oh, I need more stopping power? Or are you just modifying because you're like, I want to see like I'm a modder and I'm doing cool stuff? Have you actually driven that car to the edge yet that you've got?
I don't think you want the answer to that question.
I think we all know the answer is no.
I think we already know the answer.
I think I'm just going to go with the tactical answer of modified before fix.
Yes.
I've driven your car, and it wasn't one of the things I was like, I've driven many a vehicle, I'm like, you know what this needs? Brakes that work.
Can I be honest?
No.
The biggest, there are factors in that having some extra braking power at times might be nice when I go on track days.
Have you ever done a track day?
No.
Okay. So have you ever done a track day?
No.
Am I the only one? The least petrolhead person here is the one who has done multiple track days.
Biggest reason.
The least petrolhead person, says the man with 30-something vehicles.
I'm a diesel person.
No, see, he's not a petrolhead, he's a collector. Because he doesn't go out and drive them or use them, does he? He's like those weird people that have Pokemon cards and they put them in sleeves and never look at them.
No, I'm like a collector of fine wines. We don't drink the wine. We just know that it's in the cellar.
When are you going to get fine? At the moment, you've just got the little plonk.
I'm not saying a word.
Wow. I guess when he gets older, it'll just get better, right?
Chateau Neuf de Plop.
Are you waiting for them to mature? Is that why you haven't worked on any of them?
It's either wine or cheese. Put together can either be a fantastic or awful combination.
I am hoping every time I go to the shed that the projects will just magically come back together. That's what I hope for.
What, the rust will magically form itself back into metal and go back where it
and every
belongs.
time I open the door and I go in there, I'm just disappointed. I'm like, nothing's fixed.
Okay, what's that pile? Oh.
Fixed itself. Something did fix itself, didn't it? And I was like, this is case in point. It's now
To
running.
try and re-rail this,
Oh, yeah, carry on.
Hat rails.
the biggest reason for wanting to do the brakes is because when you look at them and you can now see them behind the wheels that I put on, they just look a bit small. And I
That's
want
because
something that fills the space a bit.
Your
better.
new wheels are... The spokes are thinner, aren't they? So
Yeah.
you can see through them easier.
So
For anyone who knows BMW, I've gone on to MV2s.
Nerd.
There you go.
From
the Daisy wheels.
Just to summarise what I think's gone on here, you want new brakes for purely aesthetic reasons, not for performance because you're going to be driving it hard or doing track days, not because you've driven it hard enough that you've run out of braking.
No, officer, I would never drive that car hard.
But
no,
because you
it's
look
like
at it,
a 60% because I go, that just doesn't look right, they're too small. And the rest is thing. But the thing is, rough cost, it's going to cost me about £200 extra to put a big brake kit on this car. Go on Google, find a big brake kit, a proper big brake kit. You're looking at like £1,000 per end.
I'm sure Timo will have something good for you.
I don't want the brake kit made of cheese.
Cheese brakes.
So there
Yeah,
we go.
fair.
That's the state of my fleet. Oh, and I need to do a power steering pump on the Citroen at some point.
How's it gone?
I think
Is it
that's
doing a
what's wrong
mini?
with it.
No,
No,
They're
but
meant to make
I
that
know
noise.
they are. My neighbour has one, and every time I get in it, I'm like, this does not sound right.
Yeah,
but I know it's right.
It's the worst thing is when you put it onto full lock and you get
It's
the
going, "Arr."
yeah, and it's like it's trying to fight through the lock. And like, no, back a little bit.
nice.
Do you know what though?
But
I'm going
Just really quick on power steering on the Citroen, to answer your question, because you asked if it was broken. You only have power steering when you turn left.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Just go everywhere.
It
turn
makes
left.
roundabouts really, really difficult, I'm going to be honest.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
To be fair, the TF is like that. Turning one way is a lot more stiff than the other. It's really weird.
It's the main reason I'm not using the Citroen at the moment. It just feels dangerous.
That's fair. Going back to the Mini, I still maintain that it's one of the best cars like ever as a standard car. I'm not like
Which
performance
is funny
car.
considering how much
I
you
mean-
hate.
Yeah, how much but I fall in love with it. It's just a great little
It's
car.
just the BMW 0 Series.
Yeah,
BMW
and that's
know what they're doing.
that's what I take with it. It goes well, it drives well, and it
It's
just
surprisingly nippy.
surprisingly nippy.
1.6.
Yeah, it goes well. It sounds good as well when you get to the top range.
Yeah.
It's just a good little car. I'm so impressed with it. Every time I get into it, I'm like, it's a great car. Like a good car, the car.
I had an opportunity a few years ago whilst doing things for work. I briefly drove the same generation of yours, but the Cooper S with the supercharger.
Mm.
That was hysterical. It's like a go-kart.
That's what my neighbour's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tom borrowed his neighbour's one a couple of months back, didn't you?
It was quite a while ago, yeah.
And we took them both out for a bash. And while the supercharged one is faster, you're not that much faster.
It wasn't. You didn't get back in yours and go, this feels slow.
No,
now.
I was expecting because supercharger, if you just gone and he's gone. Whereas a couple of times when I was like, right, we're going for it, and I got the drop on you, I pulled away from you, and then you were catching
But I
up.
think the difference is you're in that supercharged one and you have supercharger noises.
But I think that's mostly what it is.
Yeah,
It is.
you're like,
It is a bit
noise.
faster, but it is supercharger. Like, well, I have supercharger.
Engage supercharger.
So, the same question to you: how's it going there, buddy? Are you okay?
Yes, so how are yours?
Would you like to give us a summary of how
you need
The BMW is the same as it was.
do you need an emotional support animal for this bit?
Better not be you,
Is it-
because
I can get the
Tom
teddy down.
a mamod, emotional support
Mammoth,
mamod.
yeah.
Yes, Beamer is much the same as it was before, although we think we've worked out why it's burning oil, don't we?
We come to
Having spoken to the boys about it and having
Our team
have it
mechanics.
at those, yes, in-house mechanics,
our in-house, out-of-house.
in-house up the road mechanics. They think it's valve stem seals
I think it makes total sense for the
Yeah.
symptoms that you have.
because if it was piston rings, with the amount of oil that it burns, it would have no compression. And that car, as I know, because I've managed to keep up with you in yours,
It
and we
goes.
know yours is healthy, it goes well.
Yeah.
It just if it sits, it burns through oil.
And it makes sense because you get your smoke, don't you, when you take off the power.
If you're sort of reasonable. If you've been giving it some beans and you let off and then you put power back down again, it's like the vacuum is sucking oil through the seal and then
that's
burning
exactly what would happen with the valve stems that you've interrupted.
Or if
the
it
flow.
sits for a while, as soon as you start it, you get that plume of blue smoke out because it's all soaked through.
And the other logic is that the valve stem seals even, we could do in situ, so we don't have to pull the block. We can take the top off and you take the spark plug out, don't you, and put an air blast in.
Yeah, you can put compressed air in it, which holds the valve up.
Oh,
and then you use the tool. You have to. I think you put this little thing on it. You tap it with a hammer. It pulls the little circlip thing off. You pull the seal out. Put a new one in.
I watched a YouTube video. It looks really easy.
If a YouTube video says it's easy, we will be fine.
Oh yeah, it'll be awesome.
5-minute job tops.
And that's a lorry 5-minute job, so that's 5 days.
Yeah, it's going to be. But I reckon we can do it. And the other
Wasn't Red Ruth a 5-minute job?
No, that was never a 5-minute job. I'm not that optimistic.
It's over 5 years.
But we reckon we can do it in situ. We reckon we can do it. And also, it means not pulling the engine, because if it's anything else, it means it's going to be like a full engine rebuild, which is pulling the engine.
Because that's the first time since I was last at the shed that I've actually started that thing up and moved it. And just seeing it again, I was like, I really like this car.
I'm glad you're back in love with the Z, because I did feel like you were falling out to love with it, and it is a lovely car. I mean, it still feels too new for me, despite being the same age as some of my stuff. But it is.
Isn't it the same age as your Mini?
And the TF.
Jeez.
Well, it's newer than the TF.
Yeah, it's the same generation. It's the same. They're on the road.
Close enough.
But the Z still looks like it's a Z4. The Z4 still looks to me like a modern car. It still looks totally contemporary. I think it
was more firing it up and listening to the nice straight 6 noises through the exhaust that I put on not long before parking it up.
Because basically, Tom has space at his house for 2 cars, and
I have a 2-car drive, which means now anyone that comes round my house has to park on the road, or I'll move one of them into the road so they can park on the drive. So, yes,
I think
something
part
has
of the
to stay.
reason the Z seems so modern is because it was the start. It was the first car of BMW's flame edge, I think they called it design, flame something design. So basically,
I'm glad you know exactly what you're talking about there.
That car
the flame something design.
That car set the design language for that whole series of BMWs.
Do you like your flame something design car?
I prefer it wasn't engulfed in flames.
Something design, and I cannot remember.
It burns enough oil that it's trying to become engulfed in flames.
You've just got like the James Bond smoke screen. It's just every time you take
just permanently on.
It's just like, Laurie's disappeared.
I didn't realise how bad it was until there's a video to come out at some point of an adventure we did.
Probably next year.
And following you along. Yeah, it's going to be released winter, isn't it? Driving along, following you, and it's like, oh yeah, no, it is quite bad.
I went, is it bad? And I hadn't had the car long by this point, and in fact, the timing was still out when we did that trip.
I was going to say, but you've tweaked it since, and it's better.
Yeah, it's definitely better, and I changed a few things like the crankcase ventilation, because that gets all clogged up and just sucks oil through.
I'm not saying it's bad, but my MPG went up when I followed you.
What about your lifespan?
Down.
They're definitely down.
However, I noticed several spots of rust on the TF that have since vanished.
Oh, goodness,
undersealed it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And how is other things?
The Merc's great.
Yeah.
No problem with the Merc. Yeah,
how's that voice assistant feature working on the Merc?
So these two idiots today decided that because I was bringing us all back.
No. Let's set this properly.
No.
You, Tom, decided you would show off the wonders of technology and said, "Hey guys, watch how good the voice recognition is in my Mercedes." And Loz.
Hi Mercedes, I'm cold.
How many attempts did we go through this and it just went, I don't know what you're talking about. Who
All
are
of
you?
them.
I don't know why it did it, because every other time I've ever done it, it's gone, I'll turn the driver's side temperature up to 22 degrees.
Tom, did it actually, in the half-hour drive home, did it actually obey your instruction to adjust the temperature once?
Yes. No. Did it, or did it not put his seat heater on when I asked it to?
No, it did do that, and it did shut the roof.
It shut the roof.
out of 249 attempts, it listened to 2 of your
Yes, and
instructions.
248 of them were you going, hey Mercedes, self-destruct. Hey Mercedes, delete ECU. Hey
it didn't do any of them.
enter combat mode and annihilate the vehicle in front of us.
And it didn't do
didn't
any
do
of
any of
them.
them.
I wonder why. I'm probably going to get swatted now. My Ring doorbell is going to be going mental because there's the police knocking at my door.
It should have been like, hey, Mercedes, order like uranium or plutonium.
Unprocessed uranium.
I've made
Careful.
stuff burns really hot. What is it? Cuts through everything.
Thermite.
Oh,
Thermite. I
thermite.
made thermite.
Yeah.
I got a video of it of us making thermite. We set it off in a microwave. It burnt through.
Were you welding model rails together and went, oh, I burnt the desk? And
No,
the house?
no, because when we built it, we put it on a table in the field and turned the microwave on, which with some aluminium strips in, so the microwave starts with the aluminium goes and sets the reaction off. So first the microwave kind of got very bright and then engulfed in flames. Then this stuff burnt through the glass plate, through the metal at the bottom of the microwave, onto the table. It burnt through the table, and then we got some bricks, and it went through the brick, and then just into the ground and just continued burning.
Then through the ground, through the core, into Australia and set fire to someone's house.
Poor koala.
It's like that blimmin' thermite. Where's that come from?
It's koala just hanging out in a tree and suddenly just thermite appears.
So somewhere, me and my friends in high school are all on a list somewhere for ordering the stuff between us to make thermite.
Nice.
So, yes, that was good fun. So moving back onto stuff that will make us happy. How's your
Stuff to make you happy. I have to be very careful with my choice of words on this.
How is your third car, Tom?
Yes, it exists.
It's better now.
Is it?
Well, you drove it home.
Well, I did drive it.
I
I forgot about that.
you scrubbed it from your mind.
Right. So I decided that I'd had enough of trying to diagnose this stupid vehicle myself. So I
just sorry for clarification. What is this stupid vehicle?
You know when people say don't buy a Range Rover?
There's a reason
But
for
they're
that, you
known
know.
for reliability not going wrong, aren't they?
They are.
And I
And
went-
if they do go wrong, on the rare occasion, super easy to fix because there's no
I've heard
complexity.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you know that if you need to do some major work with it, you don't need to take the entire body off the... Wait, no, sorry, I'm wrong.
Yeah. There's only a few bolts. But anyway,
You have spent too much time with me because that is the kind of thing that I would say.
take 5 minutes. Anyway, car got booked in after waiting a week or 2 weeks to get it in somewhere. Took it into them. They went,
They were a Range Rover
They
specialist,
were,
weren't
they
they?
were, yeah, they were a 4x4 specialist. They turned around. I don't think they wanted the work.
No, 100%
Because you've agreed with me. It went in there. They go, oh, you've got a coolant leak. Oh, you've got, what do you call it?
Your belt's a
Like
bit...
rad weld in your
Or
your header
your
tank.
auxiliary
Didn't
drive
also-
belt is frayed, or it might snap. We don't want to drive it because it might...
Didn't they also say like some of the bolts had moved?
They were like, oh yeah, some of the bolts aren't original, and oh, some of them's missing.
So, they 100%... Like, they just said, oh, we're not going to drive it because you took it in for a code, didn't you? There's a code that keeps coming up.
Yeah, I took it in because it keeps saying turbo boost pressure low, and I thought, the amount of stuff I've checked, I thought I'm just going to send it somewhere, let them tell me what's wrong with it if they're supposed to know what they're talking about. And yeah, they came back to me with, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong. We can't possibly drive it because the belt might snap and something else, despite the fact I've driven it about 3,000
It's got
miles
a
since
coolant
having it.
leak.
Yeah, and funnily enough, they said it has a coolant leak. I went, that's remarkable because I've just driven it 30 miles to get it to you. So where's this coolant
We
leak?
will stress with this as well. It's been to here. We've driven it around here a few times. It's been up and down a few times, even in limp mode, and it's been perfectly drivable. So it's not like there was a big leak if there was a leak at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we collected it from down near me.
Yeah, we
And
collected it
drove
from
it,
near
what,
enough
2.5
London.
hours
Drove it up
roughly to
here,
here.
yeah.
And then like 2 days later, you drove it the 2 hours from here back to yours.
Yeah,
Which is fun.
and then I drove it to and from work for about a month.
Yeah.
On and off, Anyway, so I eventually, after they fobbed me off with that, I went and picked it up, drove it from there to my work, which is only about 10 minutes, arrived in an absolute cloud of steam, no coolant in it at all.
I cannot tell you the language that was used in the voice.
No, I cannot repeat.
in our personal chat. But Tom was unhappy.
It's unimpressed, I think was the correct word. Anyway, thankfully, some of the lads at work who work in the maintenance place were really useful, proper good bunch of guys. They let me have a little corner of their workshop
I
on
love
my
the
day
concept
off
of
just to go in.
all the big things they work on, all these massive things, and in the corner there's just a stricken Land Rover.
Yeah, just some bloke working on his broken Range Rover.
Crying.
He's just laughing, going, "Yeah, I told you, don't buy a Range Rover."
It wasn't leaking coolant. It's just you crying, dripping onto
It's
it.
just the tears.
We found the leak, and it was a plastic pipe which sits directly on top of the V of the engine. So obviously it's gone through all the heat cycles over 14 years or whatever, and it was so brittle you could get the pipe in your hand and just crumble it.
I am 100% sure
Like, it was like brittle chocolate.
that they went into it and they were looking at stuff and they dodged and went, oh
they poked
no,
it. Yeah.
oh no, it's leaking. I'll just get rid of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, bodged it all back together.
I mean, that sounds awful, but at the same time, if that is original plastic, that is plastic that's been sat in the V of the engine that's going through ridiculous heat
directly
cycles.
on top of the EGR cooler, which is hot.
But this is the same as like Morgan's the
weird...
BMW that had the plastic part of the rad. It's just having plastic parts
which get hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold.
It's a bad bit of design.
It's a serial BMW thing.
Yeah. Ultimately, new pipe ordered, fitted it, filled it up with coolant, and it's been fine since.
To be fair,
it was stuck in the work car park for over 2 weeks.
To be fair though, like we were absolutely, when the message came through, like we knew you were working on it, and we're all sat there being like, oh, everything's crossed, and the message came through that it's working.
Yeah, ran it up to temperature, and there was nothing leaking out. I thought, good, I haven't fixed the initial issue, but at least now I can get the epoxy thing home.
I actually cheered.
Yeah,
when the message came through, being like, "We've got it."
Yeah, I did as well. I'll be honest, there was I was so pleased for you.
But I think I may have a slight diagnosis, which
I know.
You probably don't know.
No.
I think the DPF's blocked because when you Google symptoms of a blocked DPF, first is restricted power, can be low boost because the exhaust can't get out quick enough for it to spool up properly.
Yep.
We've said before it smells hot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like you run it for a bit and it does smell hot. That's a DPF thing because heat can't get out. What was the other thing? There's numerous things I've read through. I'm like, yeah,
Tom sent me the list, and I was like,
that.
yeah, it's.
And then also, while plugging the our computer tablet thing in to clear the codes, I went into all the DPF stuff, and there's a sensor that reads before and after your DPF, measures it, basically comes up as a voltage. So I think it's like the higher the voltage, the bigger the difference in pressure, so you can tell whether or not if there's loads of pressure before the DPF and none after, your DPF's blocked. That is supposed to read like 1 volt at idle and then goes up with revs and pressure and everything else. It reads 0. So I think the sensor's knackered.
Yep.
And when I've then Googled what happens if the sensor's knackered, and it goes, your car doesn't know what the state of your DPF is. It can't get it to do a regen because it doesn't know how full it is. And it won't throw a code.
So how much we're paying? So is the fix to just sort the sensors and then let the car, or do you have to do DPF?
I think the problem is that sensor's probably gone, I'm guessing, years ago. If the car has then been pootled around town, the sensor isn't working and won't get the car to do a regen.
Which, if the story from the guy we got it from is true,
then that makes sense.
Then that is how its life has been pootling around town.
If the sensor works, it should come up with a warning on the dash saying, your DPF is getting full, please do the DPF procedure, whatever.
Yep.
Or DPF is full, visit your dealer. But it doesn't come up with that. So to me, because it doesn't know. The car's going, what on earth is going on?
It has
it makes sense. So didn't you say you put your hand over the exhaust as well and you're like, there's nothing coming?
In front of the DPF's hot, behind it it's quite cold.
Right, yeah.
So there's 3 bolts that go from the downpipe to the DPF, and I thought...
what are they made out of, Tom?
Chocolate, apparently.
That's fine, because just get them warm and they'll melt away, and liquid can't
I looked at them and thought, 3 bolts, sweet, I'll just undo these 3 bolts, separate them, not to go for a drive, officer.
No, go for a drive on our closed LMM testicles.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing. I did exactly the same thing with my 106 and went, oh, there's a slight leak on the downpipe. I know what I'll do. I'll just tighten this up.
Snap.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
So
they'll do it.
I went, is this a 13mm? 13's too big. Is this a 12mm? I don't know. How much rust? I mean, there was literally half an inch of dirt and grime
this is exhaust.
Caked on it. And I went with an 11 and a hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, moved it and it just went, thunk. Great, that's just rounded off. So blowtorch and probably nut extraction.
Have you worked out
kits
yet if they are studs or bolts?
I have no idea.
Because when I did the 106,
I mean, if they're studs, just
and I
drill
sheared
through.
the studs.
If it's a
so
stud, you just drill through it.
Yes, that's
a bolt on each end.
Yeah, that's exactly what the 106 has now.
So
it's a far better system.
I'm going to borrow a blowtorch.
Also invest in stainless steel bolts for it.
Yeah,
And not much more expensitive.
Blowtorch the living bejesus out of it.
It doesn't matter if they're more expensive. They just make your life so much easier.
Yeah.
They could be made out of gold, and that's fine.
Rhodium.
Is that a
I've
plant?
just picked that out of my mind.
Oh, no, that's rhododendron.
That's a rhododendron. Anyway, so if I can separate the exhaust, we'll see. Otherwise, I don't know. At the minute, it's just a paperweight on the drive. Dave took the mick out of the BMW being a paperweight. Now I legitimately have a paperweight. On the other hand, my daily car is fine.
Which is better than me, because my daily car has now got all the yellow lights on the dash.
yours.
Oh.
Yeah.
How's your Mini?
It has all the yellow lights up. I think...
Well, that's fine. Yellow doesn't mean stop immediately.
Well, I don't think it will stop, because it has no ABS now. It has no puncture, whatever it is, wheel deflation.
No puncture's a good thing, I heard.
Well, yeah, but the yellow light comes on to let you know when you have got a flat, and what's the other one? And it's got no traction control. So that's fine. So, and also, whilst it's working out what it's doing, it keeps taking the power out because it thinks it's got no traction. So I guess that one of my wheel speed sensors has gone.
Can you not just turn traction control off altogether?
I can, but it then comes up with all the warnings. So that's just the way you initially deal with it, is you turn traction control off, and then the whole everything lights up.
I see.
So I assume it's either a traction control sensor, a wheel speed sensor, because that's how it detects everything. You've got a flat tire, the wheel's going different speed, isn't it? Or it's going to be a collar that goes on. So have them fail before. You've got a little collar that goes around the axle, which has got the little holes cut out for the sensor.
I had one of those, quick story time, I had one of those fail on my first car.
Yep.
Okay, now this is, whatever. But it's the collar type, and the collar sheared off of the axle. The problem is, the car behind me at the time, and I kid you not, was a Ferrari Enzo.
Really?
Really. Genuinely.
And did it throw itself at the Ferrari Enzo?
It threw itself at the Ferrari. All right, so I'm driving along, and I'm
in a 1.2 litre Clio.
In a 1.2 litre Clio, and I am driving safely and looking where I'm going, of course, but I am also being followed by a Ferrari Enzo, so I'm looking in my mirror more than I maybe normally would. And with that, I just see this thing bounce along the road. I'm like, I didn't see that in front of me. That's weird. And I see the Ferrari sort of swerve and go around it. Right, so it didn't hit it. It's fine.
I thought that was.
And then suddenly,
took his windscreen.
I thought this was a story how lost for a top fee.
Yeah, right. No,
still in debt.
And then suddenly I had all the all these lights appear on my dash, and I'm like, this is interesting. And it's speed wheels, and that's. So anyway, that's the day I nearly killed a Ferrari Enzo.
I honestly thought it was going to be that he'd taken one out, and
it would probably make for a better story, but I also think I'd probably be. No, I'm still broke.
Yeah, that's fair. So anyway, I think that's what the problem is. So I need to plug the machine in and work it out. It's also, since we repaired the rear wiper is now at 90 degrees and refuses to move. So,
excellent.
So that whole replacement
So are you
system,
now like a GT3 car where the wiper's just in the middle of the window?
Yeah, I think it's like Active Aero.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right. But on the back, which makes no difference.
Oh, and the headlining is falling down. It's really annoying because in this very hot weather, I put the new aircon rad in, and I've now got to test the system by charging it up. But currently, I don't have aircon. But if I open my window to allow some cool breeze down, all it does is pull the headlining down more.
I will point out.
I am restricted to only having the passenger side window open, and it is awful.
Not long ago, me and Laurie did all of maybe a 2-mile journey, and by the end of it, it's another one. I can't repeat the words he was using, it was, will you just stay there? Like shoving I thought the whole headline was going to get ripped off in a minute.
Very aggravating.
Like trying to tuck it in the seal and going, just.
Yeah, no, it's very aggravating. So that's going well, and then the X-Trail is even worse because having done 3 out of 4 wheel bearings, the 4th is now very much needs overdue.
And is doing notably
it's bad,
quite loud,
and also everything under there refuses to come undone. So it's not just like take the hub off; it's like disconnect all the suspension parts to pull it off because anything that was at the bottom is seized. It's also got
spent its life going through a Ford, didn't it?
Yeah, so the bottom end is stuck together like glue.
And I'm not the only one with a sort of limp mode.
I've got a more mechanical limiter, you see, because if I put my foot hard down to, say, join the dual carriageway, it gets to about $3,000 and then just stops. like the needle doesn't go any further. It's like you've hit the rev limiter. And then you take your foot off the throttle slightly and reapply, and it goes
That's
again.
a safety feature.
Oh, is it?
What it's saying is, are you sure, sir?
It's a check system.
Yes, well, you've reached 3,000. That's awfully getting close to the rev limiter. Are you sure?
This is using a lot of diesel, you know.
Yeah, so that's...
Oh, it's eco.
No, it doesn't know how much diesel it's using because the fuel gauge is doing this the entire time. You've got half a
question.
tank.
If anyone has a X-Trail, does your fuel gauge make no sense? Because I filled it up, we drive away, it's got 3/4 of the tank, I get to my destination
And it's full.
and get back into it to come home, and then it's full, having driven for 2.5 hours. You're like, what?
The first time he noticed this, you'd driven all of what, about 30 miles, and you went, it's drained half a tank in 30 miles. I went, nah, you can't, that can't be right.
I've come to the conclusion it's either some weird system that Nissan have built in of like trying to predict your range by like how you're driving.
I think it's just a dodgy earth or something.
Or it's a bad earth. I'm leaning towards it's a bad earth.
I was about to say, this is LMM, this is your car. Do we think it's option A, it's broken?
It's a bad earth.
Option B,
it's
an extra feature.
It's a car that's gone through a Ford every day of its life. It's
most
bad
definitely broken.
So that's that. And then also in doing one of the 4 wheel bearings, we have upset one of the wheel speed sensors. So it now randomly will just engage the traction control for no reason. When you're going slow, you get this horrible noise from the front end. And then when you're braking at slow speeds, it fires the ABS.
The best way to describe the sound is like
that's
having...
the tinging, isn't it?
It's like having gluing 9 springs to your desk with a stick and just going... Just whacking all of it. It's sort of going... Doing, doing, doing.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Yeah, it's just going dang, 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 dang. Yeah.
Great.
And what I've realised from the looks of the general public is it is a noise that is audible outside the
People
car.
go, what the heck is
Yes.
that?
No, right, it's this modern thing. You know how electric cars have like the
warnings.
sound generator so that people know there's a car there? It's that, isn't it? Early version of that. Because it's electric, isn't it?
Warning, I am braking.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
No,
ding,
we've
ding,
done
ding,
enough
ding.
annoying him today. Listen.
I've got another fun thing that it's got as well.
Oh.
It's always smelt slightly damp, and when we've done work on it, the tyre well is always wet. Like we've got
It's a
water in it.
pond. Nature reserve.
After this weather recently and the heat, it is awful in there. It smells like swamp. So I've got to go and I've got to go take it in and get these seals done because I don't know where it's leaking, but nothing's wet in there.
Do you want to just coat the whole car in a fine layer of mastic?
No, you could just stick him behind the BMW. It will soon seal any holes up. Just plug it with oil.
The other fun thing is it's had a puncture recently, so I now have 1 new tyre on the back to replace the one that was... No, it's a lie. I have the spare on the back, 1 tyre that's near legal on the back, near illegal on the back, and the nice new tyre in the tyre well. So I need to put 2 new tyres on the front, and I'll get away with the new tyre and the other semi-good tyre on the back. And then I need a new spare. So that's going to be fun, and I need to rotate all the tyres around because it's just... Then once I've done all that and we've done the wheel bearing, it can go in and get an alignment because I drove it in the storm the other day. It came down, the rain came down like apocalyptic levels.
You were rather scared.
I phoned Tom for moral support. I haven't been that scared driving a car. It aquaplaned like it was. I have driven boats which stayed on top of the water worse than that car did. Those tyres, I need to change the tyres on it. So I haven't actually really driven it since because I was like, right, it's not going anywhere till I've got new tyres and sorting out the tracking because it was horrible.
So your daily vehicle currently is...
Jupes is pretty good.
That's about all there is.
Yeah, it's things are going as well as they normally do.
It's a good thing you live in a place with ample parking and
Yeah.
nice wide roads and
Yeah.
Wait.
No,
he doesn't.
No.
Yeah. That's right. It's right. My logic: if I buy another car at this point, that can only increase the odds of having a working one.
Trust me, from experience, I can tell you that's not how it works.
Right.
I've
So
got
anyway,
more
I
cars than
thought
you,
we could
and
talk
I can
about.
tell you that it's going really well right now.
Is it? How many of them work?
I just told you 3 kind of work.
On a percentage basis, that's under 10%.
Could you see the steam coming out of his ears?
I
Then,
could,
trying to do the math.
He's just the hamster waited to overtime on its
Meanwhile,
wheel
you have a 33% success rate.
Well, actually, I mean, technically, he has a 100% success rate because all of them are drivable.
Yeah.
I can move all of them.
So I have a 66% success rate on that basis.
Yeah.
The Range Rover is incredibly comfortable to
It's
drive
actually
around
really
in.
nice.
It's just all it does is encourage you to enjoy your journey by prolonging it.
Yep.
Do you know the single coolest thing about your car? TV screen.
That TV is cool.
It's got a polarized screen, so I, as a passenger, can watch television.
And I can listen to the television,
but you can't see it.
but not watch it.
But it's not just that you can't see it; it's that it's actively showing you a different.
It's showing me the sat nav
picture on the
screen
same
and
screen.
showing him the television.
I still like. I don't like modern things, but I still think that's super trick and cool.
There is a
awesome.
there is a clip that will come out in a video somewhere
of me
of
being
your
baffled,
reaction the first time you saw it.
baffled by technology.
It was very good.
So at this point, however far we are into the podcast, shall we actually get past the introduction?
Yes.
And hand it over to Mr. Producer to introduce the game.
So the game for this podcast was as follows. We were each given 5 minutes to trawl the internet and find a vehicle for £1,000 that we thought should be added to the LMM fleet.
I'll be honest; I think mine's relatively weak.
Right.
So
I didn't have any
I'm
options.
so
5
I'm
minutes
going to go
is terrible.
first. Now I'll be honest. I think I've messed this up
Oh yeah.
Okay,
because I saw this. 5 minutes is not a lot of time.
it is
I
not.
saw this and thought, "Ooh, that's cool, and it'd be useful, and blah blah blah," and I just decided to skip the description
Oh.
and read that when I came back to it when the timer ran out.
Oh right, yeah.
So I have gone, and as I'm sitting next to you, I can show you, and it will be on the screen for you people watching. I have gone for this,
Oh, that's
which
not what I
is
expected.
I don't think it is a 2025, but it's a Datsun/Nissan forklift.
Do you know what? I really want a forklift. They look like incredible fun.
So it
Just
runs on
because-
Calagas.
All the times we're trying to move stuff around in the
Yeah.
shed, and it's be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, just get the forklift going. Description is Datsun forklift runs on bottled gas, works as it should, apart from needs a new ring gear, does start but needs tapping, etc. So I'm assuming probably stick on starter, give it whack.
Yeah, that's
begins,
fine though.
Which is fine. And it is 750 of your pounds.
I think that's actually a bargain for a forklift.
Yeah.
It is.
Doesn't mean
So-
we need to get forklift certified.
Only if you're working in a
yeah.
professional environment with it.
Oh, that's
I
not
think-
us then.
Well, no,
No.
definitely not.
I like a forklift. I'm impressed. And also from you, that is very left field.
So, road trip tomorrow to where is it?
Gainsborough.
Let's go
Yeah,
Gainsborough.
we'll go pick that up.
Sweet, cool.
Okay.
Do you want to go next or shall I take this?
What are we
Um,
towing it with? Oh, all the tow vehicles are all broken.
I'll go next.
I think tubes.
I have found, for my £1,000 in my 5 minutes, a 1996 short wheelbase Mitsubishi Pajero. Now, I'm kind
Oh.
of proud with this one. The problem is, look at the very nice pictures where it's all nice and shiny.
Yeah, that was really
Where's
good.
the rust?
Look at the very nice picture where it's all nice and
Yeah,
shiny.
yeah, that's
Or
good.
where's the crash damage?
Now, let me read the description. For spares or repairs,
No engine.
got brand new starter motor. This is good. Turbo, water pump, and few other bits. These are all good things. Been sat over my yard for a couple of years now,
That's
not
10.
the end of the world.
but got a brand new snorkel and tyres.
Yeah.
Needs engine looking at, as I know nothing about engines.
So why if they replaced all the...
I
Because they
did,
know nothing.
Does it get better?
I did take the engine out to look at it, but gave up and bought a new off-roader instead. The engine is now on the boot, ready to be fixed.
No, the
So these beautiful photos, there are these two photos, and then there's a video where the man very kindly takes you around the car, showing you that the sills are solid and the wheel arches are good.
And
And then
revealed
we
the
pan
engine's
to
in the
the
boot.
engine, which in a moment he'll pan
there's a
away
new
a little
starter
bit,
motor though.
also revealing that the rear window has been smashed.
Amazing. Can I just put it?
Do you know, when you found that original, I was like, you've done really well with this. This is a really good car. And now I'm like, Loz, you should have walked away and said no to that.
Immediately, what came to mind when he said, I took engine out to look at it, is just takes it out, puts it on a pallet, and just sits there and goes,
I'm amused at the idea that this guy isn't good with engines, which is fine, but he's obviously like, I don't know, maybe he drives a forklift for a living.
He's
right?
my
So he's
level-
got a bit of
He's
of
my level of car
knowledge.
mechanic.
Yeah, and he's got a dodgy starter motor. Opened up the bonnet and gone, that's a bit tight to get in there. We'll take the engine out and do it on the bench.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's my logic.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't actually specify how he took the engine out.
Probably
It very much could have been
The video
forklift just
doesn't-
lifted the car up until it fell off.
The video doesn't show the front end.
Yeah.
Through all
Just
the
gas
mounts.
the front
Yeah.
end
What's
away.
that prop shaft? Nah, don't want that. Chop that in half.
Loz, regard
5 minutes is not a lot of time.
you've lost.
So come on then. What's your fantastic?
I
choice?
found it's lying because it says it's 2025 Scammell ERF Foden Tug. It's probably one of those things that I don't think.
Well, I didn't know
think
they
any of
joined
those
forces.
exist.
Don't think there was ever a Scammell. What it is, though, gentlemen, is it's got a Bedford TK engine in it, and it's a little tug. And gentlemen,
It's £900.
it's £900, and if I had £900 right now,
That's cool.
I actually would go for that because I think for £900, that's pretty
Do you
good.
reckon we can get that road registered?
I hope so. I
And
dropped
where is it?
Westerham, which I don't know where it is. Oh,
Where?
Biggin Hill. That's where one of the fire engines came from.
Oh.
I really like this. I think this is awesome.
How much is it?
£900.
900 of your pounds.
Yeah, I think that's quite good money for that.
I've got 300 quid for that.
I've got 300 quid.
I have a Range Rover. I
Ah.
don't have £300.
Nearly. We almost
Yeah.
we almost funded a vehicle between us. I think that's awesome. It looks
Kickstarter.
It looks mint. It says it's working. I'm going to declare myself the winner.
As I've very obviously lost, I'm simply going to take. I wasn't competing. I was the judge all along.
Oh, I see.
That's and simply because you have stated, "Oh, I've won," Tom wins.
And who are you voting for? Because you can't vote.
Me.
You can't vote for yourself.
Loz.
So as president,
Just to corrupt you for being a dictator, saying, "Oh, I win the game."
I think I found the better vehicle. Right, we can't.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, cool.
That would not have just popped up on my marketplace.
Fine.
I did nearly choose a.
The forklift is a close second, though.
Yeah, I nearly chose a. I forgot.
Oh. I
Good job,
nearly
buddy.
chose a Jag, but the description was literally Jaguar MOT, and that was it.
You think,
And there was one
fantastic.
photo.
Was it MOT or just MOT question mark? Or
Well, there was no punctuation.
Oh, it's disappeared. Oh no! Oh, I'm stuck.
Why were there
Oh, there it is.
trumpets?
Sorry, it was. I should have gone for that, which was a 1995 Renault Clio for
Mark 1 Clio.
£450.
what was wrong with that for it to be half price? Why is it
Oh,
dropped?
that popped up for me as well.
40,000 miles on the clock, no MOT, non-runner.
40,000.
Yeah, no
That's granny
MOT, non-runner because the cam belt snapped.
Oh,
More information available, £450.
I like the simultaneous.
you can fix that, mate.
It's got a sunroof. Oh yeah, that's the engine. That's why I didn't choose it.
That's as bad as it is.
Oh.
Engine's been yes.
No, that's not as bad as mine. My engine's still in one piece.
You don't know that at all.
It's not in the car. Well, no, it is in the car.
It's not in one piece because things are detached from it.
At the start.
The block's in one piece.
Nobody is going to
Good.
buy that ever. Like someone might buy that on a kind of. Oh, I can.
I thought you were going to say you'd buy that.
No. So someone might buy that. Nobody's going to buy the thing that somebody who says I don't know anything about engines has removed from the car.
The only hope
that is
the
scrap.
only hope that has
It doesn't.
is because what you see in the video, it does look fairly solid. Like there isn't rust. That
If
kind of-
somebody's got an engine.
that you can see in is if someone's got another one that has been crash damaged or is going rusty and they can get that one cheap and they're willing to
Do you reckon we
meld
could
the
put,
two.
put a Rover V8 into it?
I reckon we probably could.
Excellent plan. So that's the game. And moving on to today's topic of conversation. Take it away, Mr. Producer.
And the topic of conversation today is based on one of my old blog posts about whether or not petrolheads can enjoy an electric car.
The answer is no.
Or consider one. He's wrong because he's a twat. I think, under certain circumstances, it's not a bad thing to consider an electric car as a petrolhead.
I'm going to stop you right there and tell you that you're wrong.
I'm going to stop you right there and tell you I don't care.
I'm going to stop you right there and say bananas. We can stop you right there as many times as we want, but it's not really helping, is it?
Podcast will never end.
Do you know, I think that's actually the most sense he's ever made. That was
Using
I'm going to stop you right there.
That
We've
was-
gone off topic.
That was a
Right.
surprisingly valid point he's made. Like, I don't quite know how to process the fact that Loz was the voice of reason. I don't know how to deal with this.
Right, flukes can happen every now and again. This is not get hopes up.
Everybody gets one. It's like
No.
Spider-Man.
But
Go on then.
I
Plead your case.
So my point is, I think it's perfectly fine. Like for me, I like cars. There's no denying I like cars. I've liked cars all of my life.
Mhm.
Like growing up with Top Gear, watching Top Gear every Sunday religiously, watching reruns on Dave every night after school for hours on end, to a point where I can watch an episode and literally, word for word, stop looking at me like that.
Nerd.
I don't care.
No, this was...
This is backing my point. But I think if you were to say have your weekend car, which is nice, fun, 2.5 litre Z4 straight six petrol.
So just clarify, are you saying the weekend car must be internal combustion?
I don't think, personally, I could ever go for just an electric car. Mm-hmm. I think as a daily driver for going strictly to and from work, where an electric car would make sense, where, like for me, if I do 28 miles to work, 28 miles home from work, plug the car in overnight to charge it for nothing, because if you have an electric car, you can get stupidly cheap energy rates.
Yes,
where it's like,
sign up for the right thing,
7 pence a kilowatt. So you can charge your car for absolutely peanuts overnight. And that makes your commute to work, the boring stuff, you just want to go to work, come back, makes it simple, and then you've still got your fun car for the weekend.
Yeah. Now, see, I fully agree with you that for commuting, the electric car makes sense, particularly if you're in a city environment. If you're lucky enough in the city environment to have somewhere where you can charge it safely, because let's be honest, most people in the city don't have a driveway. And so you've got to either trail cables across the pavement, which assumes that you have your own personal parking space outside your house. Because if I didn't have a driveway here, there's no guarantee I can park outside my house, which means an electric car for me is completely useless.
Yeah, difference is,
minus the drive.
From your point of view, you're coming at it from where you live. I'm coming at it from where I live.
I totally agree.
Because we live in vastly different parts of the country.
And I would say that for your commuting, I agree, electric cars, unless you're a petrolhead, in which case, no. I think for the general people who don't care about cars, the way to get to work is unbox, and it doesn't really matter what unbox is. The electric car makes total sense. And actually, I see a future, and I totally on board with the future of them being in cities, because being a country boy, when you do go to the big cities, you don't often notice the air tastes horrible. And you sit there and you look at these vehicles sat in traffic, having recently done a load of jobs where I've had to go down to London, and it was going to take me, I think, 45 minutes to do like 3 miles. I remember speaking to one of you guys and being so disgusted by it. And all these vehicles, like literally hundreds of thousands of vehicles sat there burning away, polluting the air. And so, electric cars make sense, cheapest whatever to run. But if you're an enthusiast, you're going to have something with an engine in it.
In which case, then, your views on a plug-in hybrid? Petrol plug-in hybrid. Go on.
I believe... Okay, so first of all...
Welcome to the conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I thought I should just include him.
I believe it's entirely possible to even exclusively be using electric cars and be a petrolhead. But I
want you to think about the words.
Yes, this is what I was about to say.
I don't think you understand the words you've used.
I think there's an important distinction here, because if we take, say, in America, they use the term gearhead to use someone who's into cars. Over here, we use petrolhead to use someone who is into cars. And I think there's a strong distinction that needs to happen of, if you like, internal combustion versus electric car enthusiasm. Similar to trains being, I'm into steam, I'm into diesel.
No, I think...
Yeah. So if we just, for this, instead of saying petrolhead, say gearhead, car enthusiast, whatever. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands, for those who are watching. I don't understand. Anyway.
Neither do we.
I think it's fully possible to be exclusively on electric cars, okay, of this game, right? And...
Ow!
No.
And be, fully electric cars only, and be into cars, a car enthusiast. Because even from driving, you're still getting 2/3 of the experience. Okay, you're not getting the sound. You're not getting a lot of the connection that we all love. But you still get the G-forces, the controlling the thing, the whole thing. And I fully believe it's possible. Personally, I will always have my petrol cars.
Now, see,
I may, one day get an electric for commuting, be forced into it probably, but...
See, I see where you're coming from, but I feel...
But you're wrong.
Yeah, you're entirely wrong. That's the end of the discussion. You're right.
Okay, cool. Right, well, moving on.
I feel that the problem with the modern electric cars is you don't get that pure driving sensation. Yes, you have an amazing amount of torque, and yes, they go like stink, but speed isn't everything.
No.
Most of them are far too heavy.
Yes.
They are riddled with computer systems which take away the driving, which makes it easier to drive.
Oh, it goes wrong all the time.
But it's not that. It takes you away from driving. Like anything that's like, if it's, for instance, it doesn't have like the van you had recently that doesn't have a steering link. It has.
Yes.
It takes you away from the road. It detaches you from the road. Yeah, and generally scary when it does go wrong. I mean, well, that's another conversation for another time. But I feel that the whole point of a petrolhead, the whole point of a car enthusiast, I'm actually going to say there's a further definition. It's not a car enthusiast, because you can be a car enthusiast and enthuse over things which aren't moving, like just look at, say, a McLaren or look at the shape of that. I'm never going to drive it, but look at that.
I'm a car enthusiast. I've never driven over 40 miles now, but I love to go to museums, look at cars parked up, watch cars go around. And
somebody who is a driver and enjoys driving. And that's what I'm going to argue with. If you really enjoy driving, you can't get behind an electric car, because you're away from it, you're detached from it, because you're behind a wall of sensors which you can never turn off. And more, though you have that lovely power, you lose that absolutely crucial connection, which is the sound of an engine.
Now that I do agree.
And then I'm going to go one further, because I know you disagree with me on this, but a manual box. Okay. You can take it through, through the gears, and there is nothing greater than you hear the engine, you read the road, you know what you're doing, and it is almost a religious experience.
For sure. But in terms of like sensors, manual box, blah, 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 what's the difference between a brand new Porsche 911 GT3 RS, whatever, that rolled off the production line today, and the equivalent Porsche from 50 years ago? It's the sensors and all that.
The one from 50 years ago is actively trying to kill you. That's the difference. But, and that is entirely different.
Are you saying that the person who's driving the GT3 RS built
is not a driver?
Is not a driver because they still have all those sensors and things?
When they just spent however many hundreds of thousands on
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that's a status, a fashion accessory that they bought for the brand, and they're not a driver.
No, see, if it was a Ferrari...
Oh, I don't think you can get away. I don't think you can.
I think...
Okay, what about someone who spends £2 million on a Koenigsegg that does 250 odd miles an hour?
I want you to find one person who has a Koenigsegg and is actually driving it like they're meant to drive it, and it isn't parking it up somewhere and just looking at it. Most of these hyper-performant cars aren't being driven by drivers.
Buy them, stick them in their garage queen.
And they are driving them around the town centre.
There will be people.
And I think it's a tiny percentage of people who actually buy a performance hypercar and actually take it to what you... Let's be honest, if you're buying a hypercar, what are you actually going to be doing with it?
So if I was...
You put it in a museum, wait for 10 years and then sell it for twice as
much. Because there's even like you can't take it to a track day, because it will just... You can't use... The hypercars are wonderful works of art, and they're wonderful things to listen to. But somebody who's actually good enough to get the performance out of it, they're better driver than all of us put together.
Well, also, you can't take a this is moving into a different discussion, but you can't take a hypercar on the road and just drive it normally in case the 1.2 litre Clio in front drops its...
drops its ABS ring in front of you.
Look, but it's a valid point. A car like that, you can't enjoy on normal roads. You can only really enjoy it if you have, basically, let's be honest, a personal track day. Because if there's anybody else on the track, they're ruining it.
That's the Ferrari FXXK. And
which I think is totally pointless.
Where you buy your car, Ferrari keep it, and then sometimes they might let you drive it if you're a good boy.
If you ask them, isn't it? You have to ask them to take your car out.
My question to you then is, if I went out tomorrow and I bought, say, a Tesla as my daily driver, or... move away from that. Electric.
I would assume that you have been abducted and you are like a Russian impersonator.
A nice electric Mercedes or something to follow on from mine.
You've said a word nice, and then the electric.
Let me finish, boy. Considering my car history, the cars I've had in the past, i.e. my M2 competition, would you then turn around and tell me that I am not a car enthusiast or a petrolhead?
I would assume that you are seriously, gravely ill. I would assume that you have had a mental breakdown. That is what, because you are definitely a petrolhead. And for me, if you had done that, I would assume that you are either dying or you have had a mental breakdown.
What about if I told you last year I was this close to ordering a Tesla?
Yeah, I know you were, and I assume you were just on a midlife crisis.
I'm going to die early.
I'm only like 12.
Wow.
I'm going to die at 14.
To be honest, I'm genuinely... 24. I know that you like the tech, and I know the Tesla's nice and techy, and from a design point of view, it's quite sleek in there. But I'm still surprised you were looking at
My
one,
thing is
how
because-
much you like cars and how much you like noise and driving.
Actually, do you know what really gets me as to you specifically looking at specifically a Tesla?
And the only reason I looked at one
The
is
amount
because
of time you spend cleaning, polishing, perfecting your cars. And it's admirable, it really is. And I wish I could do the same. I just don't have the attention span.
I'll just get Tom to do it.
Yeah.
you
And
wait till the
then-
bill comes through.
Tesla's reputation of build quality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you.
I take the-
Like, I feel like you'd own it a week
Do you
and
actually-
then have a mental breakdown from the panel
Explain
gaps.
to us, like, why were you thinking of Tesla in all seriousness?
I was at
No judgment.
right. Just
judging
to
you.
further my point, I was at Snetterton watching the British touring cars, which of course I wouldn't do if I wasn't a car enthusiast.
No,
But-
no, you wouldn't.
Or like cars.
But would you care as much? Would it be? Don't interrupt on this. Would it be such a spectacle if they were all going past as electric?
No.
Exactly. I've rest my case. Thank you for watching the LMM podcast.
That's nothing to do.
Right.
So carry on.
Are you
look,
arguing that the guys driving Formula E aren't drivers?
no, they're not drivers
No.
because they drive an EV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just
Despite the fact that they're some of the best drivers, they're in Formula something.
yeah. Well, they had to make a category, didn't they? They're just basically go karts. You know, those ones you buy from the.
Please, for the
Do
love
they
of God,
just have
if
pedals in the
anybody,
bottom? Is
if
that your
anybody
theory?
listening,
it's one stage
pedaling
up from
along.
there.
on the incredibly slim chance anyone listening ever has any connection to anyone in Formula E, for goodness sake, get him in one, because I would love to see his face when he goes around the corner with G-forces and the pure experience of that race. And he's going, oh, this thing's rubbish because it's electric. And it's,
Do you know the next thing that's coming out is Formula Pedal? It's the next one up from.
Formula Flintstone.
just swan boats with little caster wheels on them.
No, but to counter that, yes, again, definitely good drivers and definitely to be able to handle a car like that. But how many people give a single flying whatever about Formula E versus a Formula One? And I rest.
Yes.
I did go
Anyway,
back to it
but
because
back to my point
Sorry.
of why I was looking at one is because
It's
they have.
real.
God, I'm going to
He
hit
had
you
the
in a
flu
minute.
that day.
They had two of them sitting there. We were walking around all the stands.
There's
They
lots of them
had
sitting around, I tell you.
they had oh God, the words I want to use for you right now. They had a
Massive
stand,
panel
right?
gaps.
And I just looked.
And
I'm
tiny
just going to
panel
ignore
gaps
both
and
of you now. I'm
ridiculous
just going to
uneven
talk.
panel
Hello,
gaps.
LMM listeners. I'm going to talk to you now because these two are an absolute pain in my. Where's a knife? Anyway, I can't use that. And those of you who are watching, he's turned into a dribbling, crying mess.
He does look very nice.
It's also quite hot in there. There's a chamois there. Go on, wipe yourself with it. Oh, that's plastic, you idiot. Anyway, they had two there. I thought, I've never been in a Tesla. I'm going to go and look in one. I sat in it, and when it's 30-something degrees outside, and I sat in it, and the cooled seat was refreshing my bottom, and I sat in and I thought, I actually quite like this minimalist line, and I think it's quite nice. And I spoke to the guy, and he went, yes, it's £399 a month with £399 deposit. And I thought, for a brand new car that will cost you nothing to run, if all you wanted it for is to go to and from work, with the way that car prices are at the minute, that's not a lot of money for a car like that. And I thought, for a brand new car with all the warranty, everything else, that's a really good thing to do.
I totally agree with you. It is.
I mean,
But I feel for you who enjoys driving, it wouldn't deliver and you'd get bored of it very
I
quickly.
potentially would.
But I think I agree with you. It's a good deal, and I agree, totally good for money. But I think that's good for your standard person who is driving the car to get to work, not because they enjoy driving.
I'll be honest, the next car that I have been looking that in the next few years I may change, and I was looking at like AMGs.
Yeah,
To get back in something with a nice fruity engine.
But this is why I think, because you are definitely a petrolhead. You love driving. I mean, your job is driving, and you love driving stuff. And we frequently have discussions about how you don't like your modern vehicle that you're often in because it's
Too many computers.
Yeah.
I'm turning into a dinosaur at work now. I'm going, oh, give me an old one. It's not got this on it, and stupid lane assist and this, that, and the
But
other.
I think that's what makes you a petrolhead, is because you're going back to, you want that sensation of driving it properly.
That's why I like driving Dukes, because there's nothing fiddling about with you are
So-
at one with the machine.
what if... And
I'm undoing my own case here.
I believe
You are.
I believe I'm working on it.
And that's
So-
the end, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to...
What if... And I don't see this theoretical car I'm about to ever existing, I'll be honest, in the modern world with all the safety standards and everything. But what if we had the equivalent of a 90s Lotus Elise
Mhm.
where there's no safety aids, there's no real computers, there's nothing.
But battery,
Only difference is battery, electric motor.
I think I'd feel a lot better about that.
Mhm.
But you're still missing that connection to it.
Or these like resto mod things where they get an old classic
know.
car and they stick an
I hate it.
Yeah,
electric
but see,
motor in it.
now we're getting into different territory of Laurie's hate for
I really
I
love
saw
It's
his
ruining
blood
classic,
start
yeah.
boiling there.
why you ruin classic.
Yeah, but I'm up for retro modding, resto modding.
Mhm.
But when you do that, you take away the heart of that car. You take away, like, you get a Beetle. Like, for instance, Morgan hated Beetles.
I don't like a Beetle.
I
Love a Beetle.
love a Beetle.
Just don't like a Beetle.
And he moaned about the engine, but that's the point of it. You know, it's not a huge power plant. It's not, but you buy it because that's the soul of that car. And that's the whole thing about being a petrolhead. It's that whole complete experience. The sound of the engine, the throb of the engine, and knowing your engine and knowing what you get out of it. It's the gears. It's knowing how to run through the gears. It's shifting. It's matching your revs and your gears and coming down. It's all of that makes a driver, and that's what you live for. You know, you would said when we were in Jupiter the other day, coming back, in fact, just today. Oh, I love it when I get the gears rev match it and bring it down.
Well, I was just thinking that in my Beamer, every single roundabout I'm coming down to, I'm heeling and towing, just so I can have the satisfaction of perfectly rev match in every gear.
And that's the problem with the electric. Although it's faster, yeah, you've got that perfect torque curve. You're not given a torque curve; it's a torque line.
So what is it? Is it just the fact that you have no control over an electric car apart from you have an accelerator and a brake?
It's part of that because and that's how I feel about automatics.
Well,
now.
that's what I was going to get on
I'm not a
because
fan
you
of
say you don't like autos.
I love manual transmissions and I love that feeling.
But can you see why, for when I bought that car, why I specifically wanted a car with an automatic
Oh yeah, I
gearbox?
totally get it.
And the last however many I've had have all been auto.
But would you buy the Z4 as an auto?
No.
Exactly. Whereas I'm in a very privileged position that I don't commute to work on the same route ever. Yeah, I'm always driving somewhere, and that sensation for me of going through the gears, where just like Jupiter when I was driving, and I took it up almost to its red line, and then changed that sensation.
And you just sat there and went, "Oh, that was nice."
It is, and you felt it as well as a passenger, and this is my problem with the electric: is you never ever will get that. You'll never get that sensation. You'll never get that feel with it. And yes, they are fast. Yes, they'll with modern computers out, like it's going to drive better than anything I own, and it's going to keep you on the road far better than anything I own. Sure. But I think you lose. I mean, it's a fine line because there was an argument with the MR2. Obviously, you know, I love my MR2. Mm-hmm. The first Rev 1 second generation had the tendency to do the snap understeer and go into a bush.
Snap oversteer?
Oversteer, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Snap oversteer and go into the bush. And for the Rev 2, they redesigned the front suspension. And a lot of the purists went,
we're not as good.
Yeah, it's
not trying to kill me.
You've lost the razor sharp handling of it. You've made it softer. And Toyota came back and went, look, less than 1% of you have the reactions of an F1 driver to be able to control this. Stop complaining. And so there's a very fine line between me moaning about being disconnected from the road, but the same way that you moan every time that we're talking and your sensors interfere with you. Like in the
How
car.
many times did it do it coming through Ipswich earlier?
Yeah.
About 3 times it just went, you're going to crash into the car in front.
Yep.
No, I'm not. I'm miles away.
And I hate that because it's taking it away from you. And yes, I admit it's going to be safer. And it might well save you in an accident. It might also cause an accident. A friend of mine has an AMG, and that will brake wheels individually to keep you in the lane. And he found he had an incident with somebody who very quickly stopped in front of him, and he went to go, oh, I need to go around. And the car went, no, you're keeping in the lane. So he's then fighting the car, which is trying to brake.
One of my previous cars, that Insignia that I had, that used to, if you went near the white line, it would physically pull the steer. It wouldn't brake, but it would actually move the steering. So where I used to live, I used to have to drive down a row, and you'd have all the parked cars on the left-hand side. You'd have to move over the white line to go past the parked cars. The amount of times you'd go down there, and as you were coming up to them, you'd steer out to go over, and it would go, no, you're going over the white line. I'm going to steer you back at the cars that are parked.
Yeah. I mean, my buck truck, that has radar cruise control, which is great. You set it and it just sort of goes up to speed.
I've got that in the car. Perfect for commuting.
But it also does the whole, there's a car stopping in front of you, and it applies the brakes for you if it thinks you're about to crash.
Yeah, I had that.
Which, when they're just very slowly turning into a side road,
that's fine.
Incredibly annoying.
Or when it picks up the vehicle in the slip lane,
that's
already left the lane you're in, and is on the slip road, and then you're travelling down the motorway at 56 miles an hour, And then suddenly, for no reason, the truck slams the anchors on full. What about the truck behind me? Also doing 56.
Well, he's sharing your cargo now. You're taking him with you.
Yeah, apparently so.
So
And it's happened to me a couple times, and I just have visions of...
So frequently we talk, and you are swearing at the sensors on your truck.
Yeah. Yes.
But this is it, and it makes life easier. But I think it takes you away from... I think if you're a true petrol head, you don't enjoy these... Let's be honest, if you had a car that had this as a petrol head, because you're definitely a petrol head.
Yes.
And you who does have a car with this, what's the first thing you do with your car when you get in? What do you turn off?
Nothing.
What do you turn off? I'm sure you turn something off in your car.
Sometimes I turn the auto start stop off, but that's only because when I come up to a roundabout, I like the engine to already be going, so I can just go rather than it going, oh, I'll better start again.
If you could turn them off, would you
I don't turn the safety systems off, I just leave them alone.
I mean, I actually could turn that system off if I wanted.
I don't think... Can you?
Yeah, I just switch on the truck for it.
And you don't?
No.
Why?
Can't be bothered.
I don't think that's really helping the argument. That's just your own laziness. Given the choice, I'd turn it off because it annoys me.
Sure, but what's the difference between a petrol car that has that and an electric car that has that?
Because you're still missing that primeval.
I think rounding this up neatly.
Yeah.
You will never... I don't think you will ever own an electric car.
I'll argue with you.
Atlas. That's electric.
Not a car.
I have looked before I moved to the office here. I looked at getting a cheap electric car with a knackered battery to commute between here and my office because it made complete sense. But it's not a car that I would want. Like
it would be simply a tool.
It would be very much a tool, not an enthusiast, and that's the difference. So I guess going back to the yes, you can be a petrol head and buy an electric car because you're using it as a tool, as long as you still have as long as you still have it. But I don't think you can be a petrol head
if you primarily have just
the Tesla. Car. I don't think you can count it because it doesn't tick any of the boxes.
I still think you can, but I don't. I mean, I suppose with the performance Teslas and that can put out maybe, but I think for me, if I was ever going to get to that, and I genuinely don't think I would, but it would have to be the equivalent of a Lotus Elise with an electric motor.
Like the what's the
MG Cyberster?
Driver's car.
That's actually something I'm semi-interested in because it's the first one I can think of off the top of my head.
The other day for the first time I actually saw one. I thought, oh, cool, that looks.
But it's the first thing I can think of that's actually an electric sports car.
Yeah,
Tesla Roadster.
The
original Tesla.
Yes.
Which was effectively a Lotus underneath.
That sold really well, didn't it? And it was employed everywhere.
Yeah, everyone has one.
Yeah.
Well, there's one in space.
That's literally the only one I know of.
Yeah, the one floating somewhere.
Yeah.
Body shell.
But the MG could be something, but I still feel...
The problem with electric cars and doing something Lotus Elise-esque is the weight. Batteries are heavy, blah, blah, blah. But I think with the greater adoption of electric cars, tech will move on and people will develop.
I have to agree. Electric is the future.
I guess we'll ask you the same question in 10 years' time.
I still don't think I'll be on board.
There's a Tesla on the drive.
Are we going to have to do a ritual to speak with dead or get a Ouija board or something?
Oh, what? Because he's 80 already?
Yeah, that's the one.
Thanks. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I think they're a useful tool, and I think the technology will get better. But I still think you're never going to get back that. You're never going to get the sound off a V8, like the roar of a V8 and go through the gears.
That was always on my bucket list. I thought before we can't have diesel or petrol cars anymore, I need to own a V8. And now I own one.
Yeah, it's
great.
And
I can't hear it because it won't go over 2,500 RPM.
I'm fairly sure you won't hear it anywhere. There's so much that engine's so quiet.
I've realised the solution to both of these problems. Just straight pipe it.
Yeah, no.
Get rid of all the cats and all the mufflers and all the
officer.
boxes.
Do you know what? This was from completely different viewpoints. This was a very civilised conversation. I'm quite proud of us.
Oh, sorry. You absolute...
It's like when the camera gets turned off and the mics get turned off.
Yeah, there we go. Fisticuffs outside.
Yes, take it outside.
But it's just a final point. Like, how do you feel about it? Do you reckon that you can be if you had a sole one electric car of a Tesla? Do you reckon you can still count yourself as being a Tesla or a Nissan Leaf? You bought a Nissan Leaf. Can you still?
I think it depends on what car you buy. I honestly
I would
something
accept
that new the Hyundai Concept electric car. I can't think what it is, but the one that even you
yes,
sent
that
me and you
looks
went,
right.
"Oh, look at that!"
Actually, no, that looks
something
really cool.
like that. If that was your primary
Is that
car,
the one that looks sort of DeLorean-esque?
yes,
Yeah, that's cool.
something like a Nissan Leaf. These new MG SUV EV things.
The new Jag thing looks. I don't know if I like it yet.
No, but
I
I
mean,
mean,
it looks interesting.
I think, in answer to my own question, basically, I think you can be a petrolhead and have an electric car, but it all depends on what the electric car is.
I'm going to take you one step further. I'm going to go back with no, not now, but I think give it a few years and they'll start
when it's more socially acceptable. Perhaps.
Not even that, but you think of all the electric cars at the moment are Tesla-shaped bland, Leaf,
They're all
Zoe,
incredibly boring.
Yeah. The MG, as
White
much
goods.
as I hate the new MG being a Chinese brand and it's not MG anymore, the electric roadster, what is it? The Cyberstar. I love the idea behind it because it's something different. In a sea of beige, that's something interesting. And I think that's the start of electric cars being exciting and something different. So give it 5 years for some interesting and cool different designs of car to come out, and they're not all the same. There may well be the space for you to be a driver driving something interesting in electric, but I don't think we're there yet.
That's fair, I'll give you that.
And at the moment, I'd like but even as much as I hate, I'd love a go in a Cyberstar. I'd actually really like to have a go and see what it's like.
So MG, if you're listening,
Which you're not.
I'm already a big fan of the MG products.
Yes, you are.
if big MG is listening, in today's world, with the current options out there of EVs, I do agree with Tom. You can have an EV on the driveway for commuting to and from work. It is good box to box to get me where I need to be and back. And then something internal combustion and fun for the weekends. Be a driver.
We're in agreement on that.
I mean, with Tom's original point. Your original point was as soon as you buy an EV, you're dead.
No, it wasn't, but yeah.
But I still can see a world 10, 20 years down the line where you can have an exclusively EV garage and be a driver.
You have a Rimac, a MG Cyberstar, in which case you are picking very much from different ends of the tree.
I think at that point, though, we're going to have there will be a very different type of driver and a very different kind of group of enthusiasts, because that's going to be a much...
For sure, and I think there will be a diversion. I think there will be petrol heads, whether the terminology changes, whatever. But there will be petrol heads, the dinosaurs, us dinosaurs. And then there will be the drivey electric people.
Kind of taking this on a slight tangent.
The volt heads.
What can you... Oh, the volt heads, yeah. That's a terrible name.
Yeah.
Okay, what can you do to modify an electric car?
Wheels.
Is there realistically going to be a tuner culture for electric cars?
I don't know.
Probably. I think so, but it's new technology.
Is it just
But
strap more
surely
batteries on the
our
outside?
I mean, go
Surely
back
our
to
electric motors not already running at sort of the maximum
Well, this is-
of what
go
they
back.
can.
Yeah, but go back to 1910, whatever. Was there a tuner culture for internal combustion?
As soon as the internal... let's go to 19... It's after the war.
Yeah, that's
Soon.
quite a lot later. That's when did internal combustion was what? 1890s?
Yeah, but I'm going to argue there that... Oh, no, I see your point.
Well,
Because internal
early
combustion was...
On the Dion Bouton and matey boys down the road in the garage going, oh, yeah, I'll get my screwdriver on that.
I suppose it was developing... I think, though, I'm going to argue this, the internal combustion developed so rapidly and developed so much, whereas the electric car, we are stuck waiting on battery technology, which isn't developing as fast as the rest of it. And we have the drivetrain.
But we're already seeing people modifying modern internal combustion cars with things like, I mean, you can now just go out and buy an ECU that will run most engines, plug it in, do some tuning, do some smart computery stuff, and you're fine. And I can't see why in the future that won't be a thing. At the moment, a lot of the electric car market, from what I can see, is look at our amazing numbers. We have 10,000 horsepower and can travel 10,000 miles on a battery. But there'll be
Say if there's an electric car, I could do that.
Yeah.
But there'll be a point where it might even be starting with some of the stuff I've seen, where we're starting to build electric cars for budget. Yeah? So instead of putting the biggest, best motor in it we can, Well, you just get the 200 horsepower because that's all you need.
There's some new BYD thing that's like 17 grand for a brand new electric car, which is bare bones, but
But
just
the point
car.
But when those are, and let's be honest, it tends to be the younger people who are buying the first car that are getting into modifying stuff. And I think we will see that again. It may just be starting with the equivalent of stuff you can do on a petrol car, wheels and, a 6 sound system. But I can't see why you can't get to a point where people could be doing motor swaps. If you take the the electric motor out of this Tesla and I bolt it in my new Renault 5.
I mean, people are doing that, aren't they?
Yeah, the new Renault 5.
Well, the
Renault
5 looks cool. It's cool.
But
but people are taking like motors out of Teslas, aren't they, and chucking them in other stuff and like in the red.
Well, I was going to say the most common thing, or the mods I've seen on electric cars so far. The first mod I saw was putting solar panels on the roof to extend the range.
I am genuinely interested in how much that actually does increase its range.
And the other one is where I keep seeing people that have got a Tesla. They've ripped the electric motors out and they've shoved an LS1 V8 out of Corvette.
that makes me so happy.
So then they pull up next to their fellow Tesla counterparts, rev the nuts off it, and
disappear in a cloud of smoke.
Probably no quicker than the Tesla they just ripped the motors out of.
But then to go back to that, straight line speed isn't everything. I mean,
absolutely not. But
I went out and a friend of mine. They've got a Kia. Is it Niro? The electric Kia.
No idea.
And they went, oh, look at this, and put their foot down for the accelerator. And the acceleration is, the acceleration of that electric car as a bog standard, I don't care about driving, because they don't care about driving, they're not petrol heads, is enough to rival the turbo.
Which is really annoying.
Yeah, it is. But
you have NPCs driving cars with more horsepower than you.
It's hugely annoying when you pull up, not racing, but you pull up next to at the lights next to
a box,
granny in her box Leaf or whatever, and you're like, I've got my BMW sports car, and then you can't beat her.
But going off at that,
but
it's the whole. And I think this will summarise and finish this. But if you had the choice, would you take an electric car to Scotland?
Well, no, but that's because that's a special trip, and I like driving.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'll
be honest, you've got me there.
But again, from the current. But that's from the current batch of electric vehicles.
Yeah, and which at the moment means you can't, because that's if as a driver,
because it'd take you 3 days to get there charging the thing.
I don't know if Rimac was on the table.
When you get up there and you're driving through and you're going through the gears and you're listening to the noise as you're running through those roads.
Our Wales trip.
Yeah.
Going through the Snowdon Mountains, up those amazing mountain roads,
and you hear the
would
engine
not be
roar.
the same when you haven't got a nice engine
and that
behind you.
And that
no radio, windows open, just exhaust noise.
And that is it. That's the point. And that's what makes you a driver, and that's what makes you a petrol head, is that sensation, listening to the engine. And that's the end of it.
There's a new breed.
But they're not
Obviously,
the same.
There's a new breed there. I've
Every generation
talked to 18-year-olds who
you shouldn't be doing that.
Don't care for anything internal combustion. It's dinosaur, it's old, it's last century's tech. We don't give a crap. It's bad for the environment. I mean, especially kids these days, they go to school and everything is
they're kids
with environment in mind.
They'll come round.
Yeah, they'll learn as they get older. They'll get
when they realise they can have a Mark 7 Fiesta and limit bash it all night in McDonald's car park.
But the thing is, you say that in jest. That's a sensation. It says, it's a noise. It's a sensation. It's exciting. I've not done that. I've been to meets, but that thing you will never get that with an electric car.
No.
And although we call them yobs and whatever, it's still that car doing something that's given you more than just an car.
Or an electric car with a speaker in it that's pretending to be a petrol.
You can't do it. And so that basically is you wouldn't take it. So, this has been the LMM podcast. On my left has been Loz, who has been converted.
No.
On my right is Tom, who has come to his senses. And I've been Laurie. Thank you all very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
No, we won't, because when this ends, we're going outside. That's it. And you're getting blood.
We will see you next time.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Laurie's going to be blind forever now.